The Detroit Lions are getting ready for 2024.
Terry's favorite team.
Favorite team, man.
Favorite team.
Quick synopsis right now. You saw the schedule. What do you have the Lions? How many games are they going to win before we get into this, that, and the third? You saw the schedule. You know what they did in the offseason. You know what they did in the draft. Where do you think the Lions finish this year?
I think they'll have a fine season. They'll win 11 games.
I like
11.
it.
What else?
What?
What else?
Because now when we talk about the Lions, we don't just talk about the regular season.
Right.
They're going to win the
What are they
division.
going to do?
Just tell me what they're going to do.
They'll go to the NFC. Not the
Championship.
NFC. They'll go to the NFC finals.
And
They will lose to the
Oh,
Niners.
come on, Terry.
they're going to lose to who?
You have a repeat of last year.
Repeat of last
You
year.
son of a gun.
Let me
you.
ask you this, and you know what? Hey, that's that man's opinion.
Yeah, that's
That is
fine.
what he is entitled to. You can lose, you can win less games, but still be a better team, and that's the thing going on with the Lions this year. A tougher schedule because of how they finished last season. If they won 11 games, could you think they still could be a better team than they were last year?
Absolutely. I think they will be better this year.
Yeah.
But, here
With one less win?
there is one more
Tougher schedule.
blockade.
We a
yes,
tougher
a tougher
team.
schedule. But
I'm sick of that argument.
There is one
Not an
more.
argument. It was a question.
No, stop it.
It's a question.
There is one more hurdle the Lions must overcome to get rid of same old Lions. In the 90s, the Lions would win 10 or 11 games, then get the first place schedule, and then win 6 games. Now, if the Lions win 10 or 11 games or something, they dumped
They
that
broke it, Ben.
SOL
They broke it.
forever in all aspects.
Good call,
I
Terry.
think that's fair, KG.
Good call.
What say you?
Yeah, I think I expect better for this team, man. And I expect them to win the number 1 seed. And in order to do that, they got to do at least 12, I say 13 games. So that's the number 1 goal. You want to get home field advantage in the playoffs. And much to Terry's point, yes, we have seen where they would have a good year and then regress the next year once the schedule got tougher. But I really like the additions the Lions made specifically on defense. That was our biggest weakness. You saw how Brad Holmes attacked it this year. I really believe that with the additions they made, they are a better team. Yes, they have a tougher schedule, but they are a tougher team as well. 13 wins.
First of all, they're going to win the Super Bowl.
Hey,
Now,
Get him, man.
now we'll talk about the regular season.
Get him, man.
Who gives a damn? Ask the New York Giants twice. Ask them who they played. They played the undefeated New England Patriots. Did it matter if they were a wild card? No. Just make the dance, get a home playoff game, and show them who the best team is at the end. Stay healthy. Just win, baby.
And I'm glad you said stay healthy. One of the players last year that the Detroit Giants drafted was Brian Branch, safety out of Alabama. He got hurt a couple times last year, but when he was in there, you saw how good this guy could
Look how
be.
he started his career.
100%.
Pick 6 against the Chiefs.
Pick 6 against the Chiefs, win the game. That's the kind of guy you want. Here is Lions safety coach Jim O'Neill talking about Brian Branch.
To see Brian maybe potentially be back there switching roles between the nickel and safety, and how interchangeable are those positions in you guys' defense, that safety and nickel side?
Well, I think if you asked AG would he prefer his nickel come from the safety position or the corner position, he's going to say over his history he's preferred it from the safety position because of how much we ask those guys to get into the run fit. I think, obviously, in my opinion, the nickel position is one of the hardest positions to play in the NFL on the defensive side of the ball, just because you got to cover like a corner, you got to fit the run like a linebacker, and you got to communicate and do multiple jobs like a safety. So I think last year they were a little more hesitant with BB to just kind of fix him at one spot, whereas now that he's going into year 2, I think we'll be more aggressive with him. And I mean, he's the type of player you want to see out there on all 3 downs. So we're going to push him to that. But at the end of the day, he's still got to come out in training camp and he's got to take that job.
How good do you think he could be?
Brian Branch? I think he could be really good. I think he could be one of the better ones in the league. Coming off the rookie campaign that he just had, some of the things he did coverage-wise, some of the things he did run-fit-wise, blitz-wise, I'm excited about him. I'm really excited about him.
Yeah, and that's Coach O'Neill, now the safeties coach with the Detroit Lions. Look, he's excited about Brian Branch, much like we were and we are here in Detroit. Some schools, some places where people are from, you just get excited. Him being from Alabama, and you know what Alabama breeds most. They breed the defensive side of the ball, so still excited about that. Brian Branch can be special. He showed a little bit last year, got injured. Now he's going to be full goatee at a position where the Lions have struggled the last couple of years.
Here's what I try to figure out with Brian Branch. First of all, one word to describe him, thumper. He is a thumper. Now, Do I want him in the slot
Pause.
where he's going to make hits closer to the line of scrimmage, or do you want him at safety where he's going to jar the ball from wide receivers going over the middle? I keep going back and forth on that. I think I want him at the closer to the line of scrimmage because I just think he can be more disruptive there.
I think in the league nowadays, you know, you're average going to see 3 wide receivers. So he'll be in the game the majority of the time because most teams run 3 wides. They get to 4 wides. Some teams even do 5 wides. I mean, look what they did down there in Miami at times. But he can play in the position in which he's talking about. I don't mind him playing that safety, that nickel, kind of like that Viper position that Jabril Peppers played a little bit at Michigan. He can play at the line of scrimmage. He also has great ball instincts. And like you said, he can hit. He's a blitzing safety, and I think that's what we'll see more of this year, kind of like the Melifonwu role last year.
Oh, I love that guy.
I think that's where Brian Branch is going to be strong this year. And I know Melifonwu had success, but he was filling in for injured player.
Yeah.
Brian Branch is going to be dominant at that position.
He is, but let's face it, that secondary that they have, it's the best secondary they've ever had right now, at least on paper. Terry, go back to the old days. I'm telling you.
Benny Blades.
Go back to Benny Blades years.
Yeah.
This is the best secondary they've had since those days.
One of those
Yeah, but
guys.
Benny Blades was the bell cow. That secondary back then wasn't that good.
It wasn't
Benny
great,
Blades
but it was good. It was good.
But Benny Blades was a monster.
Yeah, he was the hitter.
Mark Singletary.
But you know what
Mark
they did with
Carey.
him later in his career? They moved him to linebacker, and he bitched about it.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
Yeah, I didn't like it either.
Wasn't a smart move, but this is a very different team, much smarter team, and they drafted guys that fit that same type of IQ. One of those players is Ennis Rakestraw.
Another corner.
Another corner that we're excited about. Had the opportunity to go to Alabama, chose to go to Missouri and build
Bless you.
his own thing. He's got a lot to say at camp, and here's him right now talking about the best advice he's ever received.
Best advice you've gotten from a veteran in your room?
The best advice on the field is stay in the playbook because you never know your number called. Off the field, save your money.
Good advice, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
I can
How
tell
about
him
it?
he's right about both. I would actually put 2-1, and then
Yep.
1 become 2. Save your money, young man, but stay in that playbook. You never know when your opportunity can come. I like this tee. I like this mask. KG, I come to you.
Yeah.
Reason why I like this so much is I think this is a guy. We keep talking about Terry Arnold. We keep talking about Amik Roberts. I think Ennis Rakestraw has a really good chance to start day 1. It's just myself.
No, and that's real, man. He fits this man coverage scheme that AG likes to play very, very well, and that's why they went and got him, man. And best believe he's testing Terrion for that number 2 corner spot. I believe it, man. They are kind of the same type of player. Terrion, I would give the edge to, but they are definitely of the same makeup. And I'm of the belief that iron sharpens iron. So we could definitely see Rakestraw as that corner number 2. I think he'll be more in that nickel role because he can also he has the versatility to play nickel as well.
Yeah.
But he's
But you
gonna
know
get
what
on the
Arnold
field.
is doing? He's saying, don't forget my boy. He always includes Rakestraw in conversations and reminds you of how good he is. So there's something, he does that for a reason. If Rakestraw was just another guy, he wouldn't be doing that.
No, most definitely.
I like what both of you guys are saying. I'm going to take it a step further. It goes back to the Dan Campbell conversation, talking about the competition in that room. You just named Rakestraw. There's Amik Roberts. There's Carlton Davis this year.
Yep.
They have a team. They have a room. It's going to be a lot of competition to get these spots. Melifonwu, Brian Branch, Kirby Joseph. Still had 4 picks last year, and he had a down year for what he was the year before. So trying to see. That competition is going to be everything in that room, and I'm glad they got enough guys to at least we know at least 5 guys are going to be able to play and play well.
Interchangeable.
Yeah, definitely interchangeable. Somebody else was at camp. A little bit of Hendon Hooker.
Where's Anson when you need him?
Where's Anson when you need him? This is for Dave. I actually saw Dave on Monday.
Dave Burkett.
Told me to tell you guys hello, Dave
That's
Burkett.
our guy.
Some interesting stuff on Detroit Lions quarterback Hendon Hooker's development this spring, where he spent time changing his footwork and learning to the command of the huddle. The team is pleased with the growth despite the inconsistency. So it was like a backhanded compliment
He's
they
got to
gave
change his footwork completely.
Yeah, that's
from what
like a
he used to
backhanded
be.
compliment, though. It's like, yeah, we like some things despite the inconsistency. Chief, like, what do they really
but
view
you
him?
know what?
It doesn't matter.
This is a 2-year project. You don't need him to be the Hendon Hooker that people think he can be this year. This is going to be a Jared Goff year. Keep him upright, and then The law of averages said that Jared Goff is going to be injured at some point, but I'm gambling it won't be this year. Maybe it'll be the year after when he's a little bit older or something. But
Killing me,
Hendon
Terry.
Hooker, I'm not worried about him missing receivers. I'm not worried about him with his footwork. Not yet.
And
Maybe
Nate's-
if we're
Nate's-
here in this next training camp,
Yeah.
Hey, Nate Sudfeld isn't the answer to me but they keep bringing him back. They keep bringing him back. I think you do need another veteran on that team. Teddy Bridgewater was there last year. I was confident if something happened to Jared Goff that Teddy Bridgewater could stand in there and hang in there and win a couple of games. I can't say the same. I don't know what Hendon Hooker's bringing to the table. He's a rookie. He's a raw kid. Doesn't have it down in the NFL yet. I think they've got to bring another veteran on this team.
And maybe he just needs the reps, but this preseason is going to be very important for Hendon Hooker. We're going to learn a lot about Hendon Hooker this preseason. He's going to get the reps. We're finally going to see what he can do with the receivers. He may not be with the number ones, but if he can go out there and make an impact, then you feel more confident going forward. But if not, I mean, I'm with Maz. I don't necessarily trust Nate Sudfeld as the number 2 if Jared Goff goes down.